News Portal. I'm forecaster Robert Smith with the forecast video discussion for Thursday, the last day of January 2013. That is January 31st. And we're going to begin this Thursday with a rocky road ahead. Lots of power outages across the area. This is PSE&G from this morning. As of 6:45, we have power outages, some of them less than 500 in portions of Passaic and Bergen, Hudson, and Essex. But parts of Union have between 2,000 and 5,000 people out. Also some in Somerset. We have anywhere from between 500 to 200. And also there going down into Burlington County as well. JCP&L as of 7 o'clock this morning reporting 32,148 people without power. And as we can see, Washington Township shares in about 600 of those. Tewksbury has over 1,000 out without power right now this morning. Reddington over 1,000. Also areas to the south here, Hillsborough Township about 1,000 people out. Along the coast in Middle Township, almost 2,000 people without power. Marlborough Township as well, over 1,000. Howell Township about 980. Freehold has a lot of people without power. They're always without power in this area for some reason. I don't know why. 3,194 people without power this morning as of 7 o'clock. Millstone Township also about 1,000. Toms River, again, 1,600 people plus without power this morning. But crews are working on this and things should improve throughout the day. Storm Prediction Center's mesoscale analysis shows the cold front just on top of us right now, getting off into eastern New Jersey and then offshore. And all the rainfall now is exiting eastern Long Island, eastern Connecticut, and it's going into Boston and the Cape area. There is a thin line of convection getting into New York City, but after that, that little squall area that we'll show you on radar will be out of here as well. But the winds are picking up nicely from the west now, and we can see the flow coming off the Great Lakes here, and some of this is already in the form of snow, which we'll show you on the radar in just a moment. Much colder and blustery weather is on the way for this afternoon and tonight. We can already see temperatures here across central and Pennsylvania into New York State. Over the last 3 hours, temperatures have dropped 12 degrees in the last couple of hours. So this colder air will be making its way into the region over the next couple of hours. And after sunrise this morning, the warmth of yesterday and early this morning will begin to fade precipitably as temperatures rapidly fall off right through the 50s, into the 40s, and then eventually into the 30s by this evening. And here we can see the rain now exiting out of eastern Long Island and out into the Cape here. And here's our last squall line getting east of New York City. A few patches of light showers here, but this is indicative of the last strain of this heavy rainfall that has occurred and strong gusty winds throughout the region overnight last night into early this morning. This further west out here in Pennsylvania near State College and all the way up towards Jamestown and further up north towards Buffalo. This is all enhanced lake effect snow and much colder temperatures aloft. Even winds are picking up beyond 50 to 60 miles per hour at about 5,000, 6,000 feet. And the temperatures aloft here are very cold and they're coming down rapidly. So I would expect as the colder air makes its way east towards the New Jersey coast over the next couple of hours that some of these flurries may make it further east towards Wilkes-Barre, Scranton, and down towards the Poconos. Maybe a spotty flurry or so in northwest Jersey, but not expecting any accumulation today. Just a lot of variable cloud cover, strong winds, and falling temperatures. And again, we have a colorful map across the region as far as watches, warnings, and advisories go. A lot of these are going to be expiring or maybe extended in some cases. Along the south shore, the north shore of Long Island, we have storm warnings, and those both sides of Long Island Sound, north and south shore, will expire at 8 o'clock this morning, and that includes the lower Hudson Bay into the New York City area. In the New York City proper, we have flash flood watches also until 8 o'clock, but most of the rain has now pushed off to the east, and we'll have to look at some of the river rises, but we did have a lot of flash flooding reports throughout the area this morning. So you're going to have to be mindful and use caution when driving and allow yourself a little extra time. It's also getting windy out there as well, but from the opposite direction now as winds have shifted into the west. Aerial flood advisories again expiring this morning across portions of northwestern New Jersey as we're doing this broadcast. Wind advisories, though, still remain in effect through central and southern New Jersey and probably all of northern New Jersey too until 11 o'clock this morning. And they may be extended during this afternoon as the winds increase from the west and the northwest. Obviously, with the weather that's leaving and the weather that's coming, we do still have some high winds over the Bayonne Bridge, and that is going to mean that in both directions you're going to have to use caution for weather-related issues. Also on all of the bridges, Goethals Bridge, the Outer Bridge crossing, high winds this morning and this afternoon. Down trees in New Jersey, some flooding on Route 17, not uncommon there. And of course, just a general flooding around New Jersey 18, 287 this morning southbound north of exit 30 on North Maple Avenue in Harding Township. The right lane is closed, and down trees a commonality here as the winds from the thunderstorms brought down some damaging reports across the region. What's surprising here is that we don't really show any northeastern airport delays, but you do want to check with your carrier if you're traveling out later this morning and into early this afternoon. Current water vapor imagery from the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere. We find compression, drying air now coming in aloft across Pennsylvania and all of New Jersey with the blacks and reds here as much drier air filters in the mid and upper levels. But notice there's still quite a lot of mid and upper level moisture advecting in from the west as the trough axis is still north of the Great Lakes, and spokes of vorticity and short maxes will be working their way through and eastbound through the next couple of days with disturbances moving through. So we're expecting cloud cover to be variable and probably increase again later this afternoon and this evening as colder air advection comes in, a little shortwave max comes in, and plumes of snow showers that we just showed you on the radar possibly making their way into the Poconos and even perhaps into parts of northern New Jersey. Again, a quick mosaic radar focus from the Storm Prediction Center and the National Weather Service here shows that the rain is now heading offshore. There's our last plume moving east of New York City. A few spokes here still in the colder westerly flow, southwest to westerly flow, which is increasing across eastern Pennsylvania and southeastern New York. All of this back through the Great Lakes and off of Lake Erie and also into Pennsylvania here. We're finding, and Buffalo as well, we're finding these to be in the form of snow showers, and as I said, some of this is going to be advected east during the next several hours. Storm reports for the rain and wind damage from both National Weather Service offices are available on our website. NAM forecast going into motion, clearing skies a little bit, and then lots of low-level clouds and cold air advection. We can see the plumes and streamers of snow showers making their way across and off the lakes here into Pennsylvania. A few of these getting into northwestern New Jersey and the Poconos. If there's enough advection, some of these could sustain themselves, but the chances of that accumulating are rather slim, but still it's quite possible that you can see flurries at any time from late this afternoon through this evening as several shortwave maxes work their way through. Secondary cold front we can see here by this evening, Vort Max with a little snow across the Delmarva, and just chilly cold air. Here's another disturbance coming through on Friday, so the next couple of days are going to be precipitatively colder, and with each passing little disturbance that moves through, there's a chance for a few flurries and then colder and windier conditions after each passing. From the New Jersey Weather and Climate Network at Rutgers University, as of 7:16 this morning, we can see the general storm totals of rainfall here. Getting back into portions of Pennsylvania, we have anywhere from 1.5 to as much as 2 to 2.5 inches locally of rainfall that fell overnight last night and early this morning. Here in northern and eastern New Jersey, especially northern New Jersey, we had rainfall totals of about an inch in many areas. In Morris County, and that's why there's some power outages as well, and lots of flooding and some down trees across the region as well. And sporadically, as we got closer here, this will probably be updated, but general amounts of 1/2 inch to 1.5 inches of rain fell throughout the New Jersey, New York City, Philadelphia metro area. GFS forecast analysis being brought to you by Levi Cohen from TropicalTidbits.com. This is the basically the mean sea level pressure anomaly charts over the next 384 hours. We can see low pressure here this morning moving over into southeastern Canada and eventually moving up towards Nova Scotia. You can see the cold front now has passed off the east coast. Let's start this out, and this shows us that the cold upper level trough will be with us through Friday. Reef high pressure will be building into the area over the next several days, but there are some disturbances, including this one here, which I want to stop and go back to if we can back that up. This is another disturbance for Saturday morning going into Saturday night. As we move forward in time, we find that this low pressure will be moving into central Pennsylvania with a secondary development offshore the Delmarva coast. So there could be some light snow showers here or a period of light snow, especially along the coast. We're just going to have to monitor this. Right now, the flow looks very active and progressive, so it doesn't look like it's going to stick around. And certainly the modeling is not showing that as it moves both systems off to the east, but continues a very cold temperatures across the northeastern United States, right down through the northern and central mid-Atlantic and even the southeastern coast, with the exception of Georgia and Florida. That high pressure builds in its wake and settles southeast across the region. But notice we have